Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge. I did a video recently, and it was the one where I talked about the censorship of Alex Jones. And there was something that came through that reading that I didn't quite expect, and that was the quite strong sense that Alex Jones was somehow involved with this censorship plot against him. I didn't quite know what to make of that. It was just a strong sense I had that he was somehow in on it or knew about it or was somehow a part of it. So it puzzled me, and I did some thinking and some digging, just kind of to get my thoughts around that. And I came across a theory as I was doing some research on the internet and some thoughts of my own, and I came across a theory that there are some that speculate that Alex Jones is actually the 70s comedian Bill Hicks, and that Bill somehow underwent a transformation with the help of the CIA, this is the theory, to become Alex Jones and become a leader of alternative media while actually, in actuality, being a disinfo agent. Basically to usurp the movement of the alternative media by infiltrating it. This is the theory. So I read up on that and decided, why don't I just do a layout and see what comes up in the cards, and basically to see what intuitive insights or messages might come through, to see if there's anything to that or anything that might spark some more insight or research, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to set this aside. I'll shuffle up the cards. I'm going to pause the video, shuffle up the cards, and then we'll be back and get started. Okay, so I've shuffled up the cards, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at Bill Hicks. We're going to look at the past for him. Kind of who was he, and kind of the now for Mr. Hicks. Okay. So interesting that I would get all three cards reversed. We have the Judgment card, which is a card of finality. Got the Nine of Swords, which is needing to overcome like a depression or a worry, and then an emotionally unstable kind of feeling with the Queen of Wands, like not like a creative endeavor that didn't get completed, or not feeling complete. So that's interesting. The story on him is that he died of pancreatic cancer, died at a very young age. Okay. So then we've got the past. We've got the King of Swords reversed. This is kind of a challenging card. Mental acuity, like having a challenge of the mind, wanting to take a hard stance or a change. Who is he? He's got the wish card. It's basically your wish being granted. And then now it's like things happening in a rapid pace for him. Let me pull this together. Whoops, I want to do this one here. So what's underneath? What's underneath all of this? We have the Ten of Swords, which is a card of finality, something that has made a completion, come to an end. It's like an ending. And we have the Friendship card on Crown. And then Okay. All right. So what I did with this, when I set this spread up, and I wanted to do Bill on one side, Alex on the other, I told Spirit, with this being kind of the bridge, this is going to be what's underneath, kind of what's above it, and then the ultimate outcome, the ultimate finality of this whole thing. And I told Spirit, if I see a knight or a page, and if there, especially if there's any energy with the figure facing toward anything, I will know that there's a connection. So I told Spirit that ahead of time before I even put this spread together. And to have the knight fall on the ultimate outcome, the knight, the knight facing, so Bill facing Alex, this is, I think there is some sort of connection between the two. Now back to this here, because I kind of went through this kind of quickly. So the Judgment card is kind of, this is a card of like coming to a completion, looking back over your life, taking stock over what your life has become, and seeing if there's more, like what else did you want to accomplish in this lifetime? Did you accomplish everything you wanted to do? Is there anything left undone? And to have that the Judgment card reversed, meaning perhaps there was some thought over wanting to do more, or not feeling like you fulfilled like what you wanted to do or what you came here to do. And that's on his past. Who was he? Now with the Nine of Swords, you've got someone who is either in depression or fear or sadness, or needing to or wanting to overcome grief or overcome depression. So I don't know if he had depression, if he dealt with that, or if he was just a chronic worrier, or somebody who had issues that were troubling to him, or if he thought a lot about things that troubled, kind of a troubled mind, or troubled him. But then we have, on top of that, we have that Queen. And this is like creative endeavors that we don't feel are being completed, or there's something lacking or something more that we want to do. So there's some unfinished business feeling on this side with Mr. Hicks. Like he just didn't get to complete or fulfill something in his life that he either wanted or wanted to do. And that could very well be if it is true that he died at the young age of, I think, 32. Interesting number. But anyway, if he died at a young age, that could be very much, not being fulfilled or having fulfilled a life purpose. But on the other hand, it could lend itself to, with this knight being here, especially the knight. I mean, that just, I literally, I was praying that. If I see a knight in this line, I will know there's a connection. And to have that knight be on the final card just really kind of cements it for me that I would say, based on this, I would say it's definitely a possibility that there is some sort of connection between the two. So on the Alex side of this equation, we have the King of Swords, which indicates like feeling either stuck or like angry. It has to do with the mind. maybe impatient. Now, what's interesting, back to this card, this knight, that's looking directly at this card here. This is the card of wishes being granted. Basically getting what you wish for. And to have this knight facing on that card exactly, having your wish being granted, getting what you want. Because it's coming from this card of here, of these, again, these feelings of not being fulfilled or not getting what you want, and then this card directly at this is what you're being fulfilled as, or this is your fulfillment, this is your wish, or a wish being granted. On the now card for him, this is just a card of moving quickly, things happening quickly. So, and again, pulling this up again, this is the friendship card. So perhaps friendships involved. Anyway, that's very interesting. Then we have the Four of Swords underneath. This kind of completes the picture. This is a card of rest but not rest. It's like needing to rest but not. Needing to take a break, but you can't or won't. So I think that's all I have for this reading. Obviously, as with any theory, you know, it's up to you on whether or not you want to research something for yourself and look into it. Some of the things I read were pretty interesting. Read about Mr. Hicks and about Alex, and some of the timelines seem to kind of fit together. And at least some of the things that I came across seem to kind of throw our official reality into a little bit of doubt. But I was really curious what the cards actually said, if it kind of correlated with all that. For me, this is the card I was looking for, which is interesting. Any of the knights, I told Spirit, will just cement it for me, just clarify it for me. But again, you know, it's up to each person to do their own digging and their own research and, you know, make up their own minds. I'm not here to tell anybody what to think or believe. So anyway, that's all I have for this reading. I appreciate you stopping by my channel. If you liked it, leave a like. And I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.